The United States is now the global epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic, which means it has more coronavirus-related deaths and infections than anywhere else in the world. Among others, New York is the hardest hit state, followed by New Jersey with the second most number of cases. All affected states across the country are closing schools, banning large gatherings, and urging people to stay home as much as possible. Hello, I am Zumrut and you are in my apartment in Washington, D.C. Just like most of the world, here we are also ordered to stay at home because of the coronavirus outbreak. But as a broadcast journalist, I still need to go to work. For me, it's been quite a challenge trying to do my job while observing social distancing, wearing a mask, and disinfecting my hands and my desk all the time. Today, I'm taking you with me to see it. Let's go. There are still a few places where I can get food or order online, but I think it's a lot safer to cook at home and bring my lunch to work. Even the simple things like holding a door handle can be dangerous these days. This is one of the very few places that are still open in my neighborhood, and they make good coffee.
One latte, regular milk, okay?
Most businesses like this coffee shop are now turning away from cash in order to reduce human contact.
And you can remove your card.
You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I used to take the metro to go to work, but because of the outbreak, now I'm trying to avoid public transportation and take a cab instead. The pandemic has changed our lives in so many ways. For me, the biggest change is not being able to travel anymore. At least I still go to work, which gives me a sense of normalcy. How is your business being affected?
Bad. Almost 3 weeks I didn't work.
Do you have a family?
Yes, I do.
Are you worried about getting sick because you have to travel with strangers all
Well,
the time?
exactly. Well, that's one of the reasons I wasn't working, because I didn't want to take no chance. But like I'm home so bored all the time with my kids, and I was like, oh my God, money running out. So I said, let me just come out today.
So today is your first day?
After 4 weeks, yeah.
Wow. My new routine involves a lot of cleaning and disinfecting, and this is essentially how I start my day at work. I've arrived in my office and luckily found some Turkish tea in the kitchen. All set to get started.
So today also it was a deadliest day for US. It was around like 200.
This is how we do handover meetings in the time of coronavirus.
Today President Donald Trump is gonna do.
Working as a journalist in the epicenter of a global pandemic is an interesting experience. There's a new start now. It's especially tough as I also live through it just like anyone else, rather than observing and reporting from outside.
So, U.S. has now recorded the highest daily death rate, so that has exceeded China.
But the work I do is also dominated by the coronavirus. And the only news we are reporting these days is how countries around the world are dealing with their own outbreaks. Kimini, how do you feel about being a journalist during a pandemic?
Well, this is a story that has impacted us as journalists too, and it's changed the way we work.
as well as the global population. So while many people are able to do their jobs remotely from home, a lot of our correspondents have set up their in-home studios. We're essential staff, so we continue to work here in the studio while trying to social distance. It's something that affects our international audience. This is a story that every single person that watches our channel identifies with, and they're watching our channel for updates, and they're trying to learn how to stay safe, what the conditions are like in their communities. So in many ways, I don't feel that there has ever been a more important time to be a journalist.
After a long day at work, I'm finally back in my apartment, but I no longer need to wear a mask. We are all getting a lot lonelier due to social distancing and self-isolation rules, which makes it even more important to find ways to stay connected with family and friends. Oh, ne güzel. Even though all we talk is coronavirus and how annoying it is being locked up inside when the weather is so beautiful outside.
People are kind of managing it differently. So you still hear some kids going outside to play on their front yards, but like large gatherings have kind of stopped.
We are all going through difficult times all across the world. It's these times where we need a little more support and guidance, and that's what family and friends are for.